Hi, good day everyone, and welcome to another session of having fun with numbers as we try to develop number sense. In past videos, we would have looked at fractions and decimals, and we would have learned how to convert a fraction to a decimal and a decimal to a fraction. So before I begin today's lesson, I want to just remind us that if we had 6 tenths, 6 tenths, we write that as 0.6. All right, and if we had 0.9 as a decimal, we write it as 9 out of 10. Similarly, we said if we had hundredths, if we had like 25 hundredths, we would write this as 0.25, and if we had 0.56, well, then we will write it as 56 out of 100. All right, now today we want to look at fractions out of 100. We are talking about hundredths. So like if we have 12 out of 100, or 75 out of 100, 12 hundredths, 75 hundredths. Fractions with a denominator of 100 is called a percent. A fraction with a denominator of 100, like 12 hundredths. Another way of saying 12 hundredths is 12%. 75 hundredths, 75%. So the work gets very, very easy now. You can see a fraction is another way of writing a percent. All right. So if I had 0.95 as a decimal, but can you write this as a fraction? Yes. You would say this is 95 hundredths. So from your decimal, you write your fraction. And now that you have your fraction, you can simply say, well, 95 hundredths is really 95%. So here we are seeing that our fraction, our decimal, and percentages, they are related. All right, I always say they are triplets. They are like brothers. All right, let's look at another one. Suppose I had 0.48. Can you get a fraction with that? 48 out of 100. And 48 out of 100, any fraction with a denominator of 100 is called a percent. So we write it as 40%. But suppose I gave you 85%. Can you get a fraction with that? Yes. 85% simply means 85 out of 100. And now that you have 85 hundredths, you can get 0.85. So look at that. So from your percentage, you can get your fraction, and from your fraction, you get your decimal. So they are all linked. All right, let's try another one. 27%, 27 hundredths, 27 hundredths written as 0.27. What about 3%? How do you write 3%? 3% will be 3 out of 100, which is really 0.3. 0.03. Remember, 300. 3 are not 3 tenths, 300. So you get 0.03, 300. Let's try another one like that. 8% would be 8 out of 100, which is 0.08. That's cool. Very, very easy stuff that we can be able to convert our decimal to a fraction, and then we can get a percent, or we can get a percent, write it as a fraction, and then we write it as a decimal. All right. But I would have always told you in the past that when you have your fractions, when you get your fractions, you ensure you reduce your fractions to its lowest term. So let's try some like these. Suppose I had 0.75. How much is that as a fraction? That is 75 hundredths. And as a percent, we get 75%. Okay? So let's try, suppose we were asked the instructions being write 50% as a fraction. 50% is equal to, remember, percent out of 100, so it will be 50 out of 100. But now that we got 50 out of 100, you need to remember that you need to reduce it to its lowest term. Yeah? So we divide by a common factor, and the common factor here being 10. So we can reduce by dividing by 10, take off that 0. Now we have 5 here and 10 here, so 5 into 5, 1, and 5 into 10, 2. So we can say 50% is 50 out of 100, which is really 1/2. Yeah? 50% being 1/2. Let's try 75% now. Firstly, we express it out of 100. And then we reduce. Alright? What can go into 75 and 100? Alright? You're right, you can try 5. Alright? But if you're very proficient, you know that 4.25 cents make $1 and 3.25 cents make 75. So we can say 25 into 100 is 4. Or 25 into 75 is 3. Alright, and we get 3/4. Okay, so we have 50% being 1/2, 75% being 3/4, and we can try 25%. 25% will be 25 out of 100. And once again, if you want, you can divide by 5 because the numbers end with 5 and 0. So it will be exactly divisible by 5. I know 25 into 25 is 1, and 25 into 100 is 4. So I said 25% is really 1/4. Equivalent. These same. 25% is 1/4, 75% is 3/4. Alright? 50% being 1/2. So here it is. I can give you an exercise where you can be able to convert your fractions to percentages, or your decimals to percentages, and vice versa. Alright, so I shall give you an exercise, and I hope you understand this morning that a percentage or percent is a fraction with a denominator of 100. So we are looking at fractions based on hundredths. Alright, so I shall send you an exercise and let me see how you get it done. Easy stuff. Okay, take care.